everyone, it's Pete from Abstract Ocean. Today we're going to install the Alcantara center console wrap for your second generation center console. So if you're not sure what you have, then if you have the sliding door, then you have the second gen console, and the one with the furry G charger, which this will match. So in the pack we have two pieces and squeegee. So fairly obviously this fits over here, this fits over here. Quite a different install process to what we do with the vinyl, so do watch, and in particular the second piece is a little bit fiddly, so I'll go as quick as I can, but do take the time to watch the video, it'll help. Before we get started, I'm going to remove, so we have this center console cup holder stabilizer. This now comes in a colour match finish, so I'm going to get rid of that so it's not in the way. And then in the center console, of course, we still have our sliding center console tray, which is amazing. And then deep inside we have our little hidden storage compartment too, so don't know how well that's coming out on camera. Very well at all because I'm not pointing at it. There we go. So just trying to make the most of this space, and you can see when that's closed you wouldn't even know it was there, so pretty useful. Alright, with that said, we are going to start on the top piece. So it fits over here like this. We're going to use the handle as the alignment, and what we're going to do, we want to avoid stretching this piece because it's a little skinny, so we're going to peel it off from this long side and kind of just go evenly across, like so. And then what we're going to do is reuse the backing sheet. So for now we just want to worry about this bottom section and save it driving us nuts. We're going to just cover up the rest of it so it's not sticking everywhere. So two things we're going to look for here. We're obviously going to use the exposed handle as the alignment, and then this leading edge as well. We want to make sure that when we have the Alcantara wrap installed, then we still have a nice even gap. It'll probably be a little bit narrower than it is now, but we're still going to be completely even. So just very slowly, gently, just kind of lay this over the handle. And you can see, you can, much like the vinyl actually, you can lift it as many times as you want. For now I'm just trying to get it, fairly even. Surrounding on that handle. I think that's pretty good. You know when I'm concentrating because I go quiet, so sorry about that. So kind of looking at this edge, nice. We're going to just sort of tuck this down along here. That's looking pretty good too. And then the last couple of things to check. We want to make sure you just have a little bit overlapping on the ends here, and that looks pretty good. If I can get a little close up for a second, so you can see just enough, and then we'll be tucking that in on both sides. So now what I'm going to do is fold it back, get rid of the rest of the backing paper. We don't really need this now, and we're just going to let it lay down. Again, making sure that everything still looks fairly level on both sides. You can probably see I'm maybe a tiny fraction of an inch or half a mil over on this side compared to this side, but it doesn't matter, it'll get covered up by the aluminium bezel, and as long as it looks good around the handle, that's kind of all we care about. So what we're going to do is just take the squeegee, just work it towards the back, work it down the centre first, then we kind of work out to the edges. We'll do all the tucking at the end. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. You do want to make sure you get all the air out. It's much more difficult to see any air compared to the vinyl. So just go over it a few times, make sure it's all gone. And then we're going to work on just tucking this under. So to help it, if you want to, you can kind of grab the aluminum bezel and just kind of pull that out a little bit. Or you can actually also grab the door as well. This has some left and right movement in it, and that's what we're going to do. So just tuck it under there, keep going along. Okay, a little bit extra on that corner. So that side done. And then if I were you, I would switch over to the other seat just to do this side, because it's, for me as a left-hander, it's pretty cack-handed doing it this way, but for the purpose of the video, I'm going to persevere. Out of the way. Okay. Some sticky on there. There we go. And then just the top here. Alright, so that's the first piece done. It's a good dry run or good practice for this second piece, which is just a little bit more annoying. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to switch the cameras around a little bit and then we're going to start on the second piece. Alright, so now we're going to do this cup holder section. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, these edge pieces are very thin. They're very liable to stretch or just get stuck when you don't want them to. So just take extra care with this piece. Take your time. As I said, I'm going to go as quick as I can for the video, but when you're doing this, take your time. And we're going to peel it back. So for this first section, all we want to do is peel it back so we can release this top inch or so of the cup holder. So I'm actually going to pre-fold it. Obviously not folding the Alcantara. And then we're going to pull this back. And all we're doing for this first phase is wanting to find our center point. I'm going to use the cup holder for that. So just lay this down there. Like so. Once you have that, we know they're in the middle. Probably going to have to lift this again when we work on the edges, but that's okay. So now we're going to work on this section here at the top to make sure it's even all the way along. Now I'm going for a finish that pretty much closes the gap completely. You don't have to. The material is flexible enough that if you want to kind of maintain that sort of 1 mil gap that you have across the top here normally, go for it, that's absolutely fine. I just prefer the look aesthetically like this, where it kind of just vanishes. And if I move this back just slightly, there's still not very much material here at all, so it's not causing any problems, it's not going to get caught. But that's what we're going for there. Alright, now the next step is we're going to peel back a little bit more of the backing paper to the next section of the cup holder, taking care not to stretch these edge pieces. There we go. And then just help it release there. Okay, so now we just want to lower these edge pieces into place and literally just let them sit there. We don't need to pull on them or anything. We're going to grab a little squeegee, just kind of help that one sit down there. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Again, it might be easier to jump over to the other side of the car if you can't quite see what you're doing when you're doing this. Oops. Okay. Now that's in place, we're going to get rid of the backing sheet. We want to lower this piece down. You see it's very tacky, but it does lift up pretty easily. We're going to get this center piece lined up first. I'm going to put this back under there for a second, just so it's not sticking to everything that I'm working with. Okay, let's get this bit sorted out. Okay, I'm going to just gently touch this down again. Again, we don't want to stretch on this piece at all because you'll lose the symmetry around the cup holder section, which we want to keep, obviously. It's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to get rid of the backing sheet. I'm just going to lay this down Now we're looking for, we're looking at these edges to make sure they're in good shape. Kind of, you know, just touching the aluminum trim. And then if they are, we're going to again work down the centre. And we're going to just gently push it that way. Then we'll do the same on this side. And again, you may want to be on the other side of the car when you do kind of the side nearest you. Fluff under there, do that. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to come back to these edge sections. I'm going to try and get a close-up on the camera, so bear with me 1 second. Okay, so hopefully you can see that it's maybe just resting on the aluminum or aluminium trim just there. So what I'm going to do is take the squeegee and just force it downwards like that, and make sure it's got a really good adhesion to the center console, and then you can just wedge the squeegee underneath the trim just like that. So just make sure everything is nice and flush. We're going to do the same on this side, and we get a different angle. Again, be on the other side of the car when you're doing this, but I'm just going to kind of force it down, and you hear that sort of snap. That's the adhesion breaking from the aluminum trim, which is good. And we're just going to push this underneath to make sure it's all good. Alright, and that's really the installation process. So hopefully you can see, if you take your time, especially with the areas around here and obviously around here as well, it can look really nice, gives you a nice factory finish. And that's how you install the Alcantara wrap for your Model 3 or Y 2nd generation center console. Thank you for watching.